What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Turbo Blast. I'm James Baum, and I will be commentating about Minecraft 1.19, the Wild Update, and what you need to know about it before it comes out. So the Wild Update will be released June 7th in a couple of days, so pretty much a week from now. So it is the Tuesday next week, so hope you guys are ready for that. But we are also getting a lot of things that go with this that we didn't get in the Caves and Cliffs update in both packs. So I want to have you guys listen closely and let me explain. While Hypixel will still take place in the basic version and 1.8, the basic game will change to where modern servers like Hypixel will have to be changed with the new updates, and maps will be much different along with new game modes when that comes out. But that's besides the point. Let me get to the real game. So the overworld is going to get two new biomes called the Deep Dark and the Mangrove Swamp. The Deep Dark lies far below the surface, and to get there you have to find the base cave and start digging, but not straight down. Just keep your eyes mainly, and you'll probably find it, but it's going to look kind of like the new areas added with 1.18, but not as much. And it's going to, and hopefully, and when you find that, it's pretty good. But if you do, you might find a new mob or thing named a Shrieker. Now, it just tweets and it's nice and it whispers and it's cool, but it just doesn't want like things to do anything. It's just kind of there to be there just because it can be a part of the biome, is what I would say, but it attacks you on the fourth shriek, so you might want to escape the area. So it shrieks 4 times and then you're gonna get attacked. So don't expect much. But if you have Silk Touch to mine other forms of Sculk blocks, that's the only scary thing in the biome. And that's not too bad. I would like to see this. This does seem cool. Not only that, this biome is going to include the Warden, which means that is finally coming to the game, so I'm very excited about that. And it's nice to see this come to the game. Mangrove biome is going to be at the top of the overworld and is going to have this new thing called mangrove trees, which is going to have new versions of wood, and there will be new wood added to the game to go with that, just like during the Nether update. And there will be a new mud block added as well, which is going to craft dirt and water, and that's good. But also, for the swampy part of that biome, they're adding with the boat with a chest, which means instead of having to fill everything in an inventory, you can have all of your things with you when you go traveling in your chest. And my recommendation is if you set a spawn point there and have all your things there, if you die, most of your things will still be there, and hopefully it won't be far. But you can take most of your exploration supplies with you and all the stuff that you can take. Now, I did mention this earlier, but I'm going to talk about it now. The Warden is finally being added to the game, and it's taken more than a year for this thing to finally actually come out. It was announced in 2020, and it was supposed to come out with the Caves and Cliffs update in summer, but it didn't. So we thought it was going to come out in the second wave in winter, and that didn't. So that because they've had to push it back because people have found ways in the files to kill it easily. So they've had to make it the hardest mob in the game, even harder than the Ender Dragon and the Wither combined. So expect that to be a little bit of a hard challenge when you find them. The next mob is the LA, which was voted during Minecraft Live 2021 and is supposed to help you collect items when you give them to them. Basically, for example, if you give them a cookie, they will go find a cookie. If you give them an apple, they will go find an apple. I don't know how this is specifically going to work. You could give them a really hard item to find and they might bring it back, but it depends because it's not out yet and it won't really it might not stay the same either. So if it does work in the way that people want it to work, then it will be an OP item for speedrunning and gameplay in general. So I'd like to see what that has in store. It also dances along with the player. When you put down a jukebox and in the song, it will dance and fly, and it's amazing. And it looks adorable too. So it's blue and kind of looks like a fairy. So well, I'd like to see when that comes out, just because it would be nice and cute and good and OP. Now in the swamp and mangrove biomes with the mud and all of this, they are going to now add the frog. And the frog is going to create a beautiful frog-like block if it attaches to magma cubes, which would be interesting because that doesn't seem normal, but hey, it's Minecraft. But it's gonna be to give the frog something safer. You can give it tiny slimes to eat, and that's a nice food. I don't know what other food it would take. Maybe grass, or maybe just grass and slime blocks, but tiny slime balls. But I don't know how that's gonna work. But this is gonna be a neutral mob. It won't really attack anything or anyone, but it won't do much in the game as much either. There is a baby version of this though, and it will be the tadpole. And the tadpole will be a different mob, and it will grow into a frog, but it's gonna be its own different mob as its own egg, and then it will grow into a frog. Where in creative, if you have a frog egg, you will have a frog, and in creative, you will have a tadpole egg, which will turn into a tadpole. So that's the first mob, other than the ocelot and the cat, that has really had that version of it. But this is the same animal as the thing, so that would be interesting to see. It's also going to be kind of like turtles because turtle eggs are their own specific thing. But turtle eggs in creative are the spawn eggs that spawn turtles, where there are turtle eggs to make baby turtles. So it's going to be something on the lines of the ocelot and cat thing and the baby turtle and turtle. So that would be interesting. The the frog won't really do anything. The allay may be OP, and the warden is technically out there to kill you if you get too close, because it cannot see you, but it can hear you, so don't use anything too loud. The frog also has three different variations of itself and specific biomes. So in a basic normal grass biome, not really in the open but close to water, it will be green. In a swampy biome, it will be white, and in a mangrove biome, it will be orange. So that will also be nice and interesting, which it's going to be cool. This update is going to be a little bit, not as much as the last update, but it's going to be enough to fill up the final spaces. My opinion is that this didn't have to be 1.19, but I guess because there's so many other things they couldn't add with caves and cliffs, this has to be its own update. That's okay too. There's going to be a lot more things that are released when the update comes out, so this is just a preview to what they have in store. Anyways, that was it. I hope the information helped you, and subscribe or like, it really doesn't matter. I'll see you guys later. Goodbye.